has Kamala Harris given up? And I think there's a lot of evidence out there that Kamala Harris has given up the run for the presidency and has conceded that not only is she going to lose, but that it's hopeless. And let me tell you where I get that from. And there's some evidence where I've seen this in the past with Mitt Romney as an example. John McCain and some others too, but Mitt Romney's the textbook example of this. Mitt Romney, in 2012, he ran against Obama. And there was a lot of talk at the time. Republicans, we were pissed. The last month of the campaign, and remember, that's where we are now with Trump and Willie Brown's girlfriend, Kamala Harris, in the last month. In the last month of the Mitt Romney-Obama race, Mitt Romney gave up. He basically stopped campaigning. When you saw him on television and interviews and debates with Obama, he had given up. He had seen the internal polls, and this came out after. Why did he appear to give up the last month of the campaign? And afterwards, when everything was looked over, he did give up. And the reason he gave up is because Mitt Romney had seen the internal polls and realized it was hopeless, and he couldn't go out there knowing it was hopeless, pretending that he had a chance. And that last month of the Romney campaign is very obvious if you go back online and watch some of that. And I'm here to tell you that I'm seeing the same attitude from Kamala Harris, that Kamala Harris has seen the internal polls, it's hopeless, and she's given up. She can't go out there and pretend that she has a chance. And same goes for Tim Walz. And here is what I point to. This hurricane that hit the South, it hit a big part of Florida, not the part of Florida I'm in, but it hit our panhandle, and it has done incredible devastation in its wake. In particular, in North Carolina and in parts of Georgia, it is bad. Thousands missing. Hopefully they're okay. Thousands still without power. And keep in mind, it's been like 5 days. And what's going on in North Carolina is bad. And if Kamala were a serious candidate, and don't excuse us by saying, well, she's just too stupid. She has handlers. A lot of people say Obama's running her campaign, and she's got these people behind her, these huge people that are actually running things because she's such a bird brain. If her campaign at this point, her and the people that are been running her campaign, thought that she had a chance to beat Donald Trump, she has the power of the entire federal government. She could have the entire U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps flying in and shipping in all the relief and help that North Carolina and the other states need. Yeah, South Carolina, big trouble there too. She could have the entire Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marines pouring in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, the Florida Panhandle. She could be leading the effort of hurricane relief and be a big, the female version of hero is heroine. And they're not doing that. In fact, wasn't she in Vegas yesterday giving a speech? So she's not doing that. And the people behind her are not doing that. In fact, Biden was asked yesterday on the tarmac about hurricane relief. Is he going to do any more? He says no. He said no. We've done all we're going to do.
A little while later.
Actually did a live stream on YouTube at about 3 a.m. this morning from home about what I'm about to share with you. I have followed a lot of presidential campaigns. A lot. Okay? And looking at this campaign of Kamala Harris, I believe Kamala Harris, it looks to me as if she's given up. And that goes for Tim Walz too, by the way. I believe they've given up. The polls, all the polls, and by the way, I haven't even gotten to Michigan yet. Michigan, Trump is now on the move in Michigan against Kamala Harris. All the polls that you see this morning, things aren't just going in Trump's favor. All the polls are going in his favor. He's winning big by all the projections. All right? Don't let all those trolls and idiots tell you anything different. All the momentum's in Trump's favor. And those are just the publicly available polls. The internal polls show things are even much better for Trump than what we are seeing. Okay? The internal polls are showing that it is over for Kamala Harris. The polls that are public, as good as they are for Trump, they still always are. The public polls are always a little too sympathetic to the Democrats. So he's further ahead than the public polls say. The internal polls are scientific polls that give them a true picture of what's going to happen. And I've noticed Kamala looks as if she's given up. Let's take some of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Oh, hey, PJ.
Hey, you know what? Hey, hi, how you doing, Steve?
Good.
Hey, listen, you know what? Another clear sign that Kamala's given up. I mean, to me, it was shocking when I heard it, but as of right now, she has declined to appear at the Al Smith dinner. Big political event.
Now that's like a week or two old story, but it's true. That's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? Here's an interesting statistic about it. Since 1960, I think that's when it began, the Al Smith dinners, only one presidential candidate declined to appear. You know who that was?
I'm going to guess because I know no one's won. Is it Mondale? I don't know.
Let me.
Yeah, that's right. No, you got it. You got it.
PJ.
What?
Listen,
What?
today, there's a major article in the editorial section saying that New York is a toss-up state. Do you know anything about that?
Well, it might be a toss-up now with her declining to go to the. I mean, among other reasons.
Yeah.
Big deal. No, that's a big deal. Now, one thing is, you were talking about Kamala and or Kamala, whatever. How she about her not doing anything about Hurricane Helene, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Let me just read. I'm just going to read one sentence at the beginning of this Newsweek article. It just came out. It says here, flash. Vice President Kamala Harris is under pressure to visit states ravaged by Hurricane Helene, as former President Donald Trump campaign has said he plans to visit storm-battered Georgia on Monday. That's today.
Yeah. See, if Kamala does go, it's a negative for her because it looks like what it is, that she doesn't care and she got a couple little bad press, so she's just doing it for a photo op. It's too late. She missed her window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you know what's interesting is like what you were talking about this morning. When you look at it through the lens, everything now of that Kamala has already given up. It really clarifies what's going on with the campaign as you watch it. You know,
you can tell. You know and I use the example of Mitt Romney in 2012. You look at all the polls. They're all in Trump's favor right now. The internal polls have got to even be more in his favor. And what happened with Romney, this was talked about after that he lost. He couldn't go out there and pretend to have something going on when he knew it was hopeless. It took his whole energy out of him. And that's what I see happening with Kamala. And Tim Walz all reports are that he is having anxiety attacks, literal panic attacks over this debate tomorrow with J.D. Vance. Given up.